Hello, hello. We have something a little different today. A suggestion nonetheless, top 10 places to visit in the UK. Now, I do not have any immediate plans to travel to the UK because I just can't. But at some point in my life, I definitely want to, definitely will. And I don't know, I thought this would be a cool thing to see because more than, the Taskmaster House and some streets around there and the Pebble Beaches, I don't really know much. So, well, I guess you see stuff in movies. But still, this seems like something that would be interesting to watch, if anything. And I like interesting things, so we're going to watch.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan Shirley, and I spent the last few years exploring the United Kingdom, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my UK top 10.
Okay, see, something I always thought would be gorgeous is Scotland, but I do not like humidity. But that looks pretty humid too. So.
The United Kingdom is made up of the countries of England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Scotland. If you want to go back in time and feel like you're in a fairy tale or a Harry Potter film, the UK is the place for you. It's easy to see why so many myths and legends were born here. It's one of the world's most enchanting places. Alright, so for our first location, we're going to go visit possibly the most iconic city in the world, London. I've traveled more to London than any other international destination. I have to say it's my favorite city in the world, and I just keep coming back. Everything from the double-decker buses to the energy of Piccadilly Circus makes the city feel so alive. There's just so many places to see. You can check out the iconic Big Ben and walk across the bridge to see the Palace of Westminster. There's the Tower Bridge, which is possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stoic Guards at Buckingham, possibly the most famous bridge in all of London. You can go see the Stoic Guards at Buckingham Palace or take a ride on the London Eye. If you haven't already been to London, I'd highly recommend visiting when you can. It's hard to beat the London atmosphere. There's no city like it in the world. Alright, so after exploring London, we're going to make the 2-hour drive over to Stonehenge. Located in Wiltshire, England, lies one of the most famous man-made rock structures in the world. There's a lot of mystery surrounding Stonehenge.
I don't know where this guy's from, but he says certain words very weird. World, he says in the world so weirdly.
Like, what was its purpose and how was it made? Archaeologists believe it was constructed back between 3000 to 2000 BC. Stonehenge consists of a ring of rocks, each being around 13 feet high and weighing nearly 25 tons each. It's unclear what the exact purpose of Stonehenge was. It's believed that it was used as an astronomical observatory or a religious site. Either way, it sure makes you stop and think how people thousands of years ago were able to construct this. Alright, so after Stonehenge, we're going to head on over to the Jurassic Coast. While you won't find any dinosaurs here, you might find some fossils on the beach. The Jurassic Coast is England's only natural World Heritage Site, and it's become popular with its white cliffs and picturesque beaches that are full of fossils formed over 65 million years ago. One of the most famous spots on the Jurassic Coast is Door. It's this limestone arch that goes straight into the ocean. There's a great beach there, and I just can't think of a better place to spend during the hot English summers. One of my favorite spots on the Jurassic Coast is Old Harry's Rocks. Now, special thanks to my friend David Rule for providing this photo coast.
That looks like something that you build in like city skylines or something like that. That's crazy that that's natural. So freaking cool, dude.
Rocks. Now, special thanks to my friend David Rule for providing this footage. He has an awesome Instagram and YouTube that I'll provide in the description below. I remember the first time I saw his picture of this place and I was just baffled by the scenery there. The Old Harry Rocks are these sea stacks that are made completely out of chalk that mark the end of the Jurassic Coast. In World War II, the stacks were used as target practice for pilots, so that's kind of crazy. I just love the combination of the green meadows with the white cliffs and the blue ocean. Cool. I mean, it's just hard to beat that scenery. Alright, so after the Jurassic Coast, we're going to head up north to visit the country of Wales. Now, Wales is located in the southwest part of Great Britain. It's famous for its mountainous national parks, picturesque coastline, and distinct Welsh language. One of the most scenic places in Wales is the Snowdonia National Park. It's a region in northwest Wales that is known for its mountains.
That is the fuzziest horse I've ever seen!
Snowdonia National Park. It's a region.
They're so fuzzy! They don't look real. They're so cute.
In northwest Wales that is known for its mountains and lakes. The highest peak in Wales, Mount Snowdon, is located in the park with an elevation of 10,085 meters. You can hike on up there, or you can take the Snowdon Mountain Railway to the top. If you're lucky, you might be able to see Ireland across the sea. Alright, so after Wales, we're going to head to the Isle of Man. Now, located in the Irish Sea, right between England and Ireland, lies a rugged island known for its rural landscapes and medieval castles. While it's technically not part of the United Kingdom, it has status of crown dependency, and the UK is responsible for its defense and external relations. The Isle of Man has had an interesting history. Humans have lived on it since 6500 BC, and in the 19th century it was ruled by Norway, but in 1266 the island became part of Scotland, and now it is a self-governing isle. An interesting place on the Isle of Man is Peel Castle. It was constructed by Vikings in the 11th century and just sits right on the ocean. I mean, it's a pretty cool castle if you ask me. Alright, so after the Isle of Man, we're going to head across the sea to visit Northern Ireland. Now, Ireland is full of just beautiful scenery, dramatic coastal cliffs, and countless castles. Back in 1921, Ireland was split into Northern and Southern Ireland as a result of the Government of Ireland Act of 19...
What happens on that road if a car is... I guess, is there another road for cars to come down? Yes, this is the way my mind works. Deal with it.
Northern and Southern Ireland as a result of the Government of Ireland Act of 1920. While Southern Ireland became a free Irish state, Northern Ireland remained within the United Kingdom. The capital of Northern Ireland is the city of Belfast, which is the birthplace of the Titanic ship. One of the most iconic places in Northern Ireland is the Dark Hedges. It's this road lined with beech trees. Planted in the 18th century, it was used as a filming location for the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already Rope Bridge as a filming location.
And unless there's a road that looks exactly like this somewhere else, a bajillion other things. Okay.
For the Game of Thrones. On the northern coast, you can check out the Carrick Already Rope Bridge or see the basalt columns at the Giant's Causeway. I mean, there's just so much history and beauty in Ireland, and it just makes me want to go there and explore. Alright, so for our next location, we're going to head to Scotland to visit the Isle of Skye. This is probably
these places look so... Oh, he's right there. These places look so amazing and so wonderful and so green, but I have asthma and I'm allergic to grass. So in theory, I would love to go, but I think I'd have a horrible time breathing wise. But you know, you can always load up on antihistamines and just deal with it.
My all-time favorite place in the UK. You literally feel like you're in a fairy tale when you visit there. I was lucky enough to go to the Isle of Skye last summer, and it's about a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh. One of the most impressive places in the Isle of Skye is the Old Manor Store. It's one of my all-time favorite rock formations. I felt like I was on the set of Game of Thrones when I was there. Now, to get to the Old Manor Store, it's about a 4-kilometer hike. You walk through some conservation gates and you'll reach the famous rock pinnacles. I went for sunrise and sunset, and both occasions were breathtaking. When I was there was just like crows flying around the rock, and there were some sheep running around. I mean, it was just a magical place. So the legend of the Old Manor Store is supposedly a giant lived there a long time ago, and when he was buried, his thumb was left sticking out of the ground. When you go there, it's easy to see why it's one of the world's most iconic rock formations. It's one of my all-time favorite places, and I recommend everyone to see it at least once in their life. Just a few minutes away from the Old Manor Store, there is a breathtaking waterfall called Meout Falls that cascades down to the ocean. There's a nice viewpoint where you can look at the waterfall. The surrounding sea cliffs in the area are also stunning. One of the most famous is Kilt Rock, which are right by Meout Falls. I mean, it's just such a cool area. There aren't many waterfalls that fall straight into the ocean. If you're looking to find some fairies, you may want to check out the fairy pools. There are these picturesque blue pools that lie at the base of the black colons. When I was there were so many midges. I didn't dare get close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray. If you want, I was there.
Because I heard... I don't want to say what I heard.
There were so many midges.
I heard so many little people. I have no idea what he said.
Blue pools that lie at the base of the black colons. When I was there were so many midges. I didn't dare get close to water, so make sure you bring some bug spray. If you want to do...
well. I didn't know that was a use for bug spray. God. Okay.
Do a beautiful hike. I'd also recommend visiting the Kerrang. It's one of the most beautiful areas in the Isle of Skye. You feel like you're walking on a giant golf course. I found this crazy vantage point to get a good 360 view of the whole area. All right, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the point to get
travel alone? Because that's ballsy as hell to climb up that alone with the drone and just I don't know. Call me chicken, but I wouldn't do that.
a good 360 view of the whole area. All right, so after the Isle of Skye, we're going to head over to the nearby Eileen Donan Castle. If you're driving to the Isle of Skye, you will drive right by this. It's one of my favorite castles in the UK, situated on a small tidal island at the point where the three great sea locks meet. The castle was built in the 13th century. I'm so mad at myself I didn't visit the castle when I was there. I wasn't able to check it out. That's one of my biggest regrets of when I visited the UK, so don't make the same mistake I made. Alright, so after castle, we're going to head over to one of Scotland's most iconic locations, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. It's located at the top of Loch Shiel in the West Highlands of Scotland. It was completed around 1898. This may look familiar because it was featured in the Harry Potter films. When I was there, I wanted to get close to the bridge, so I walked underneath it. I was just shook by how big it actually was. After I hiked to the top to get a good vantage point so I could see the famous train go across the viaduct. Just really reminds you of those Harry Potter movies. Alright, so after Glenfinnan, we're going to head over to Edinburgh. Now, if you want to go back in time, Edinburgh is a must. It's where J.K. Rowling wrote her Harry Potter novels. When I started traveling, this was one of the first cities I visited. It's a medieval old town with intricate neoclassical buildings, cobblestone streets, and beautiful gardens. The iconic Edinburgh Castle overlooks the city.
Dude, does everyone in the UK water their grass with plutonium or something? I've never seen greener grass in a video, or I don't know, and maybe he put a filter on some of these because that don't look no green, but I mean, Jesus Christ.
Scotland's crown jewels.
The grass
when I was
really
there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was Coles. When I was there, I didn't go into the castle because I was being too cheap, but one of my favorite places was Calton Hill. It offers a beautiful view of the whole entire city. While we're still in Edinburgh, we're going to head over to Arthur's Seat. Now, Arthur's Seat is located in Holyrood Park, and it's a short walk from Edinburgh Centre. Arthur's Seat is an extinct volcano with an elevation of 823 feet. When I was there, I wanted to get as high as I could so I could see all of Edinburgh. I made a hike up and I reached the top. It was just so windy when I was there, nearly blew me over. After I hiked to the top, I had a good time just hiking around Holyrood Park and enjoying the views of one of UK's most iconic cities. Alright, well that is it for my United Kingdom top 10. The UK is just such a unique region in the world, and I hope all can witness its beauty and history. What was your favorite place in the video? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys want to support the channel, considering becoming a patron, and where we get perks such as free travel guides and stock footage. You can find me on Instagram at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.
There you go. It all looked cool, dude. It all looked cool. I don't know. I'd sneeze everywhere, so. But honestly, I'm a fan of places where there's water and I can get in the water. I like that. I'm quite aquatic. So wherever that was. But anyway, that was cool. I get, again, something a little bit different, but you know, interesting. I always like learning, and just traveling is one of those things where, again, I can't do it yet, but I want to at some point when I get all my ducks in a row in my life and, you know, more financial stability. Definitely gonna do that. That's gonna be awesome. So, yep. Anyway, there you go. I learned some stuff, I guess. It'll all be gone in the morning, but I learned it now. I know it now. For a few more hours, it's here. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to support the homie, I always link the original video in the description, so there you go. You can do that. Anyway, goodbye. If you've been to any of these places, you guys can totally talk about it, and I wouldn't know where to start if I ever do travel, so I don't know. Anyway, you guys do what you will. See ya!